Hey everybody, I'm up early in the morning. Today is going to be a different type of day because I'm going to be doing a draw and talk with me at Buffalo State University, and HBO is going to be there to do some filming. Stay tuned. All right, everybody, I'm at the Buffalo State College. I am going to sit down and talk with a group of students about the 2020 presidential race to hear their views and their perspectives, who they believe can help run this country. Welcome to an episode of Draw and Talk with me. My name is Valentino Dixon, and today I would like to discuss the 2020 presidential race. What kind of qualities do you look for in a president if you're going to vote for somebody?
Well, obviously you got to be truthful with what you're saying.
The kind of qualities that I look into for a candidate is somebody who actually sticks to what they say and seems to genuinely care about the people that they're going to be representing.
I want you guys to draw along with me, right? I want to draw the American flag today, okay? And there's a reason why I want to draw this flag, and I'll explain it later. What kind of obligation should we have towards the vets?
So I feel like it's our obligation to support them so that they can live out the last few years of their life, not having to worry about being homeless and on the streets.
Should we try to save Social Security?
Social Security is just another way for people to make money when they are at an unfair disadvantage to everybody else around them.
Now, what about immigration? Anybody have any thoughts on how we can make our immigration practices more humane?
We didn't come to this country legally.
So how do we bring families back together that were separated?
I think we should put forth necessary steps to abolish systems like ICE.
Do you guys feel like your vote will count?
I don't like the two-party system that's current. There's a dogma surrounding it. Unless I vote for Republican or Democrat, my vote means nothing.
Abe Lincoln was a third-party presidential candidate.
If you guys could pick a president, who would be the best president in U.S. history in your minds? Why did you say Barack Obama?
Because I feel like he did more of a, trying to help all classes instead of focusing on, bettering one specific class, that 1%.
I would go with either FDR or TDR. And he was the one that was president during the Great Depression. Mm-hmm. And just to be able to pull the country out of a time like that and also set forth the Social Security system, like willpower and backbone that frankly you don't see now. So can anybody tell me what passion is?
Passion is something you care about, that you put your most values in. Hard work, dedication.
I think it's something that drives you, so something like some type of motivation.
If you don't have passion, then you're not going to impact the world. How's those drawings coming along? I don't care how crazy it looks, keep going. Let's put this thing together. She left early and she finished her picture. Check that out. How can you change the world?
Nurturing the younger generation so that they can become the change that we want to see, or even starting with ourselves and changing our own personal values and going out into our communities and just trying to put out our best effort so that we can also become the change that we want to see in the world.
Because I feel like everything starts at an early age.
Is our country unified?
We thought that we came here because, we discovered this new land. It was already here, which I discovered. People was already on the land too. So it's just we can't change any type of ignorance that is going on, because either way, if we was to teach somebody anything else about different cultures, different ethnicities, races, and everything like that, they will still be oh, okay, well, I'm still better than you. They'll find something else to try to push themselves above us.
It's gotten to the point where there are weapons floating around in the world that no person has to be present for them to be used, and it affect one push of a button and all of New York City goes down. a different superpower of the world could just get tired of America, and then they'd fight, and both would go down.
If there was anything that you could say to our current president, what would it be? All right, I got a good response with that one.
I would just like ask him if he's okay or if he got like tested, because I really do feel like he has some sort of mental issue, like that he's not okay, like on a serious I really feel like there's something wrong with him, like in the head.
There's some people that believe he's doing a great job. Is there anybody in here that support the president?
A lot of people say he's crazy, but he like strengthens the military. He makes everyone scared of us.
I'm still a little bit confused as to whether he's actually crazy or if it's all a strategy or an act to keep getting elected, because normally you wouldn't expect a president to be so blunt with his words and the way he moves and stuff. And there's a big group of people that like it and a big group of people that don't. And so if you could get both sides to agree on one thing, whether it be the media or other people or the rich or the poor, and you be blunt with it, many people will like that. So I don't know if he's actually that kind of person or if it's an act, because if you go back maybe 20 years, almost all of America loved him. But now all of America hates him. So I don't know if there was a switch in his psyche or if it's a strategy.
Well, I personally read 2 of his books. And when he decided to run, I argued with most of my family. I said, this guy's going to win. He's a master strategist. I believe he's going to get elected again. What about you guys?
I personally wouldn't vote for him, but I do think he's going to get elected again just because the other candidates I don't think stand a chance.
With the current minimum wage increasing slowly, do you guys believe that that will be enough to eliminate the working poor class in America?
No, I don't think that, because when the minimum wage go up, all the prices go up in the world. And everything's going to start getting taxed even more.
So do you guys believe that we still have the greatest country in the world?
I kind of personally disagree. I don't believe America is the greatest, because our economy, we are in debt by, if not billions and trillions of dollars. The gap between the wealthy and the poor keeps widening as time goes on. I don't believe America is great. It was kind of never great based on the foundation it was built on.
Let me see these drawings. You guys have any questions for me? I want to hear from somebody I haven't heard from at all today. You. So what's your major?
I'm undecided right now.
Undecided?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your passion?
Giving back to the community.
Okay, cool. Okay, now when you was a little girl, what was your dream? Everything happens for a reason, I believe. Okay, we make some bad decisions, but, you know, those decisions can turn out to be a blessing sometimes.
What do you believe makes a good leader, and who are you leaning towards for the next election?
I like Bernie, but I do believe that Bernie is a little unrealistic with certain things. You know, you have to be smart. You have to be strategic. He has the right intentions. However, the American people is not ready to accept college, free college for everyone. Sometimes when the poor is mentioned in regards to how to help the poor, how to change the conditions of the poor, you know, people are people. Nobody's perfect, you know, and we tend to cling to what gives us an advantage in life. Bringing the jobs back to America, you know, even though billions of dollars has been made, you know, by a handful of people that can change the world right now if they wanted to. I don't think they quite gotten it that, you know, we all have a heart. Some of our hearts is big. Some of our hearts are small. How do I reach the politician who's unreachable? You know, where's the humanity? Where's your heart? Without insulting them. Nobody wants to be insulted, you know, because people just take flight. It's like, I'm not even going to listen to nothing they got to say. You guys have to look back in history and look at all the great people that came along and pick out what it is that you can use from that person. What made that person great, you know, and then you put it all in the pot and you create your own individual that can be very effective in the world and possibly change the world. But, you know, when Barack Obama was president, you know, black folks was happy, you know, even though he didn't do a lot for the poor, you know, he did some things.
you know, and, you know, Barack couldn't do no wrong. You know, so what you see now is, you know, white America's responding and say, hey, you know, a lot of white Americans say, hey, we want Trump in. He represents us. He gives us that pride. You know, every race wants to have a certain amount of pride. Doesn't make them a racist. Doesn't make them, you know, bad person. You know, it's just the way it is. If black folks had all the wealth in this country, you know, would they be trying to give it to white people? I don't think so. My mission is, and my message is that, you know, let's fix up the inner cities. We need $20 billion for the inner cities or more, okay? To build learning centers so these kids can have something to go to after school, okay? Start building bringing some jobs back into the inner city, because all your jobs is outside the city, okay? And you see a hopelessness. And people, when they don't feel like there's no hope, you're going to see the despair. You know, the drug-infested neighborhoods, I came from that. The lack of jobs in that neighborhood, I came from that. And it's just apparent. You know, it's a visualization is what you see. These kids grow up and they see all of these bad things, and then they make bad decisions. So I don't know who to vote for, because I believe Trump is going to be put back in, you know. And that's just my reality. I could be wrong, but that's what I see. Yes.
What are some of your major goals for like the future? I know you mentioned talking about sentencing laws, but like, what is your plan to?
My major goal is this: is to bring people together. Okay, all races, colors, creeds, nationalities, sexes. You know, to bring people together, because without that unity, you're never going to get far. 49 million people living in poverty. You know, how do we begin to change that? We can't change it if we sit around all day long and just talk. We have to discuss the issues, we have to put together a strategy, and then now we have to act upon it. All right, can we take a group picture, everybody?
Who knows I can show up at your doorstep.